No, it can do. Now, if I do a DNA test, and she's my mum, that will prove she's my mum.
Correct.
If I don't do a DNA test, she's still my mum.
You will still believe she's your mum, yes.
No. The fact will be she's still my mum.
What fact?
If I do a DNA test and she's my mum.
Yeah, now there's a fact.
No, that's the evidence for it.
Okay, what is the fact that she's your mum?
The reality. Somebody can hold a belief without evidence, and accept it to be true.
Well, people do that all the time.
Yeah. So, for example, my position to believe in the existence of a creator isn't unreasonable.
But you believe you've got evidence, correct? Whatever evidence is.
I didn't say that.
Say again?
I didn't say that, did I? I said belief without evidence.
Okay, but that would be unreasonable, wouldn't it?
No.
So why not?
Because...
Think about it. Now, think about this. I'll give you an easy example. I believe in unicorns. No evidence. Is that reasonable?
Why do you... No. If you believe in unicorns without evidence, I would ask, why do you believe in unicorns?
And I say to you, because it makes me feel good.
Why does
I like the thought about unicorns. It sounds like a wonderful
Have you ever seen a unicorn?
only on paper.
So how do you know they exist? Or why do you believe they exist?
Because it makes me feel good.
No, but why? Oh, right. So no. Here's what's happened now. You see, is your reason for believing is irrational, logical.
Okay.
Just because you like the sound of them doesn't mean they exist.
No, but I've seen them in drawings.
Yeah, but that, just because you've seen them in drawings doesn't mean they exist.
Sure, correct. Yeah.
So your reasons for believing are illogical.
No, they're not illogical. They might be unreasonable to you, not illogical.
Well,
because that means
so
they define...
you think anything drawn on paper must exist? Or can exist?
This person, not me personally.
No. We're using your example.
Yeah.
So I'm saying to you, if your reason for believing unicorns exist is because you've seen pictures of unicorns, I would ask you how you correlate a picture of a unicorn with the true existence of a unicorn.
We got a bit off track, but that's fine.
No, because here's the point, you see. Anyone can hold any belief they like.
Correct.
People can believe Jesus died for their sins.
Correct.
They can believe the Bible's the word of God.
Yeah.
And they can't prove it, but they can give me reasons for it. And I can challenge those reasons for it.
Sure.
And if I can show those reasons for it to be unreasonable or illogical, or irrational, if I can show that, that means if they continue to hold that belief, they're now delusional. Because I can't collapse the belief because I can't prove it. I can't prove Jesus didn't die for their sins. Yeah? But what I can do is challenge the reasons they hold for that belief.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if they say because of the Bible, I'll say, why do you believe the Bible? Or the Bible says the word of God, why do you believe the word of God? And it will completely collapse by they come to the end of it. All right. So you can hold any belief you like. I agree. Believe in unicorns? I'll challenge you. Why do you believe in unicorns?
But originally you said you can hold a belief with no reasons. And I said
a belief can, without evidence, can be believed, and can be true. I'll give you an example. I'll give you a prime example. I used this example earlier with my wedding. I said, look, I've never proven my mum is my mum. I've never had a DNA test to see whether or not she's my mum. But I believe she's my mum. Right? And I have reasons to believe she's my mum. Yeah? So, at the moment, it's only a belief.
No, but you've got reasons. You said you've got reasons.
I have reasons.
Yes.
So, it's a belief still. I've got no evidence. I've got no proof.
But reasons can have evidence or not, correct?
No, because the only way I can prove she's my mum is a DNA test.
Correct. But you've got other reasons.
Yeah, but that doesn't prove she's my mum. I can say, she looks like me. Well, that's subjective.
I can look at the birth certificate, etc.
Birth certificate could be forged.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
But you've got reasons.
Could have been switched. Forget that. I could have been switched at the hospital, she didn't know. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, as it stands right now,
yes,
I can only believe my mum's my mum. Sure. I can't say I know she is.
But you have the opportunity, it is available to you.
Okay. So I haven't.
Prove it.
But I haven't.
No, but that's fine.
So as it stands right now, it's only a belief.
Yeah. But that can turn to knowledge.
No, it can do. Now, if I do a DNA test, and she's my mum, that will prove she's my mum.
Correct.
If I don't do a DNA test, she's still my mum.
You will still believe she's your mum, yes.
No. The fact will be she's still my mum.
What fact?
If I do a DNA test and she's my mum.
Yeah, now there's a fact.
No, that's the evidence for it.
Okay, what is the fact that she's your mum?
The reality.
But you just said you could have been switched to birth, she might not be your mum.
No.
So...
No, but if I do a DNA test and she's my mum, that means if I didn't do the DNA test, it doesn't change the fact she was my mum.
I see what you're trying to say. You're trying to say basically that whether even if you didn't do a DNA test, she still could be your mum.
No. If I did a DNA test, that would prove she's my mum.
Yes.
if I didn't do a DNA test, that wouldn't change the fact she's still my mum. It wouldn't change the fact. Maybe I couldn't prove it.
No, but there isn't the fact there. Because what are you going to give me as a fact? How are you
Okay.
going to
The fact is, if I do the DNA test, then she's my mum. And I don't do a DNA test, that doesn't change the reality that she's still my mum, even though I haven't proven it.
No, but it does. Yeah, because you're saying,
So you're saying to me that if I do a DNA test, it proves she's my mum.
Yes.
Right? And I don't do a DNA test, then she's not.
no. What I'm saying is that it's a belief. You at the moment you believe that it's your mum.
Agreed.
The moment you do a DNA test, you could say, "I know it's my mum."
No, I can prove she's my mum. Yes.
I know.
But even then, I can still. I don't know whether they made a mistake. You know.
No, but then you can make a knowledge claim.
No. But even then, I can still say no. But even then, the DNA test could be an error.
Okay, but now you're going into what we call radical skepticism.
Some say to you.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
No. But the point here is this. The principle is this. Whether I believe my mum's my mum.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
No.
statement. Yeah.
But whether I prove it or not, I believe she's my mum based on reason. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Now, those reasons are my rationale.
Yeah.
You understand? So my belief, without evidence, can still be true. Yeah.
It can be, yes.
Right.
But it could also be false. Yes. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's not the issue, man. No, that's not the point. The point is this: can a belief without evidence be true? And the reality is yes, it can.
It can be. My question to you, that which obviously before we started
Which
filming,
would, so, what would your reasons be?
so if somebody brings you a belief and they haven't got a reason, because that's what you said, yes?
No,
So
no,
you
no.
said a belief could be true without reasons.
Well, I didn't say. Belief without evidence.
Okay, so what is that? So the example is your mum, yes?
So the example is this: if someone believes in something, but they cannot prove the thing they believe in is true,
Yes.
with empirical, observable, testable evidence,
Yes.
that doesn't mean what they believe is false.
No, it doesn't. It could be that it's true.
Could be true.
Could be true.
Yes. Therefore, a belief without evidence could be true.
It could be, yes.
Now, the only way you can test that belief is to test the reasons for that belief.
Sure.
Yeah?
Yes.
And if those reasons are illogical, you can then say the belief is false.
Yes, you could say
So
the belief is
I'm
illogical and
confident in telling a Christian that his belief that the Bible is the Word of God is false.
Okay, that's
Yeah?
obviously
Because
your belief, yeah.
the reasons they're claiming it's the Word of God collapse.
That's obviously your position. Yeah, that's fine.
To give you an example. So that's my stance. Yeah, I believe can be true without evidence.
Yes. I want to add one extra thing for you.
Sorry.
I want to add one extra thing for you to think about, which is the scale of the claim. So if I say to you, I've got a little dog at home, and I don't tell you any more information, I say I've got a dog at home, are you going to believe me or not believe me?
I have no reason to.
So
you could have a dog.
That's a reasonable belief claim, isn't it? Even without evidence. If I say I've got an invisible dragon at home that sits in my backyard, what would you say now?
I would challenge your belief.
Yeah. But more than likely you'd go, I don't accept it or I don't believe the dragon.
No issue with that.
So the extra thing we just need to consider is the nature of the claim.
Right.
As the claim's extraordinariness goes up, so we need to scale our... Yeah.
Such as a creator of the universe or an uncaused universe.
Correct. So that becomes, the burden of proof is more on you if you're going to present it to everybody else. I can't challenge your belief and go, hey, Hamza, your belief, wrong. You believe what you believe. But if you say to me, Rob, here's what I believe, and I want you to potentially believe it for X, Y, and Z reasons, now I'm going to...
Or I can ask you why you don't believe it.
You can. The burden is on you, but I'm happy to give reasons
No, the
why.
burden is on me if I'm going to prove it.
If you're going to present it to me as true and say, hey,
but
Rob,
we just had this discussion earlier, that the tools you use, the naturalistic understanding, which is what you are, isn't it? You use naturalism to understand things, the natural world.
yes, based on certain things, yeah.
Now, according to what I know, and you can correct me if I'm incorrect, science cannot be used to prove or disprove the existence of God. I don't believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, you can challenge that, I don't mind.
Yeah, let's try that. Has God at any stage, as far as you're aware, interacted in the natural world in some form?
Of course they do.
Say again?
Of course they do.
No, but after the course. So while humans have been on Earth, has God interacted in the natural world?
Yes.
Okay. The moment God interacts in the natural world, that's the claims that we can test. So that's the part that I will say we can test.
Right.
I can't test outside the universe from a naturalistic point of view, but I can test, or we could in principle test, anything where God has intervened, so to speak.
Can you prove God hasn't intervened?
No, but that's a negative claim.
No, that's a claim.
I can't prove that God
You wouldn't
hasn't
make that claim, would you?
Because it's possible that God has intervened to an Eskimo in the Greenland that nobody else knows about. So
Right.
no, I can't prove a negative.
Of course you can't.
claim
So you
would be
wouldn't
lost.
make that claim. I
Yeah,
understand
no,
that.
no.
All right. So what I'm saying to you is this: science only deals with a natural explanation.
Yes, but-
natural reasons. It won't go to the metaphysical.
No, but as long as God interacts in the natural world, in principle, we can have a look into that through a scientific
But there's
method.
no way to test that.
Sure there is.
How are you going to test it?
So let's give me an example of something that God's done in the natural world. What sort of interaction has God had in the natural world?
All right, let's say causing the flood of Noah.
Okay, so do you think that in principle science can test whether that happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, can it?
Yes.
How?
Through geological studies, etc.
Well,
Because some people claim that what's the big one in America, that big meandering area in Arizona, Grand Canyon. Some people think that Grand Canyon was caused by the floods. But it's a claim.
No. But you can't deal with that. You can deal with my Islamic claim, isn't it? See, we believe as Muslims that the flood is local rather than worldwide.
Oh, do you? Okay.
We don't have this localized to Noah and his region. We don't believe in this idea of a whole world being wiped out.
Okay. But in principle, we could test that in some way.
I don't see how you could.
Through geology, paleontology, etc.
Test whether or not there's been a flood and what caused it.
No, not necessarily what caused it, but has there been a flood?
No, but
at
the whole
that
point is
stage?
cause.
Yeah, but you might not always get to a cause. But
No, but this is the whole point. This is the whole principle. The cause of the event.
Okay, so if it's an extraordinary
Let's
cause,
say there was a worldwide flood, just for example.
Yeah.
Or not worldwide flood, but a flood in this scenario. How could you prove the cause of that flood was naturalistic or not? If your model is only geared up to deal with the natural world, you can only accept a natural explanation anyway.
Okay, so I would ask you questions to ascertain, is this something that could be supernatural? In other words, your local flood, how tall was the water from...
No. You just asked, has God interfered in
Yes.
the natural world?
Yes.
And I've said, yes, the flood.
Yes.
Right. But you cannot prove either way. Because your model, your tool you're using only accepts natural explanations.
But
It doesn't consider metaphysical explanations.
But it could.
It could. But it doesn't.
But you can say that.
Science is built on a natural explanation.
But God intervening in the world becomes a natural...
No, that's a point. But if you look at a flood, you're never going to contemplate God did it. Why? Because you're only looking for a natural way it could have occurred.
Not necessarily. I'll give you an example. So your flood. If we could measure in some way that the flood reached the top of a
No, I
mountain...
mean, you can't measure in some way. How are you going to measure that?
I'm giving it to you in principle. So by rock
Well,
layers.
let's deal with the realities, because we're dealing with realities here. We're dealing with what's happened, yeah? So you asked me, has God interfered, as in, has he done this thing? And I
Yes.
said yes. So you don't have the tools to determine how such a flood occurred. You don't have the tools.
Of course we do. We've got the scientific method. What your claim is, you are...
Well, your scientific method does not take the metaphysical into account.
But as soon as the metaphysical dips his finger into the
No, but
physical...
you won't even consider a metaphysical dipping a finger.
Now you're talking about philosophical naturalism. That's not my position. I'm a methodological naturalist, which means if there was overwhelming evidence that in fact
Well, there is no evidence that a finger dipped in.
in principle, Hansa, just differentiate between practice and principle. In principle, if the water levels, if we could demonstrate in some way, I know you're going to say, oh, we can't. If in some way we could demonstrate, for example, that Noah's Ark was on top of the buildings, now I'm going, okay, what's the most reasonable explanation? Could it have been a flood in that area or a global flood?
Right.
That's a reasonable. Now I have to postulate. I can't say,
Right.
it's impossible.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. So methodological naturalism says it's possible that a God can intervene. I'm not somebody who's saying it's impossible.
So your model, your tool doesn't allow for the metaphysical.
It allows for the metaphysical to dip his finger in and for me to...
No, it allows for the existence of the metaphysical.
Yes, it's not...
Really?
Yeah, it's not like I know God doesn't exist, but I've said that to you many times.
So you
So I've always said that. Yeah.
So
philosophical-
that's not the natural. That's the scientific model.
Yeah, but science we still use within it.
No,
The
science is based on the natural, not on the supernatural.
Yes, but science only works on the natural, which is what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
So the science doesn't take the supernatural into account. Well, you're taking it into account.
I'm saying it's in principle it's possible. You go. I think we're we are different.
No.
is
What
practice and
I'm
principle.
saying is this. Unless I'm wrong, I don't mind being corrected. From what I know of the scientific model,
Yes.
it only takes into account a natural explanation. Now, if you're only taking into account a natural explanation, that means you're dismissing supernatural.
So there's, I think, where our difference. Maybe we could agree to disagree, but what I would say is science goes to the edge. Let's call it the edge of the universe. I can only empirically look at what's inside this bubble. I can't look outside. So when you say metaphysically, are you talking about what's outside the universe, or
I'm talking
whatever's-
about things that cannot be explained by the natural understandings.
Okay, so, but my position is, as long as it happens in the natural world, in principle, it could be explained. That's all I'm saying. And it could be explained in theory by some kind of
Look,
supernatural.
explaining it is one thing, but look, for example, if there was a flood, all right, science will automatically take a natural view of
It
it.
will start that way. Yes, that's the most reasonable position.
Alhamdulillah.
But if there was something unusual or amazing that had happened at that flood,
And then they say, don't know.
that may or may not be
No,
the
but that's
case.
the case because you did it yourself. When it comes to the origination of the universe, rather than consider the metaphysical, you'd rather say don't know.
But I've got other explanations. But if we both
Of
honest,
the origination of the universe.
I've got explanations. I don't claim they're
No,
true.
you've got naturalistic
Yeah,
explanations.
sure. Yeah.
But you won't take into account metaphysical creator.
Not at this stage.
No. Why not?
Because we've got other explanations, and
Why are your other explanations, which go against all the natural explanations,
they are actual natural explanations.
really give me a natural explanation for the origination
Sure.
of the
So one
universe?
is inflationary theory, one is formal psychic cosmology, another is
What's conformal?
formal psychic cosmology.
What's that?
Okay, so that means that model shows that the universe is eternal in the past and eternal in the future. There was
And
no
what's that?
beginning.
And what's that based on?
So that's based on
What
some.
evidence do you have for that?
Okay, so the guy that came up with this has got some.
Is it a belief?
Yes, he's got a belief.
So it's just a belief?
No, he's got some
No. Can he prove his belief?
empirically.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
Right. So it's just a
Not
belief.
yet.
Right. So now we can test the reasons for his belief.
Correct. We can do the same with any of the other hypotheses.
Right.
My position is this: if the smartest people in the world, let's call them cosmologists in that field, don't know yet, how can anybody else claim?
The
that
reason
can?
they say don't know, because they only deal with what the natural can explain.
At this stage, that's correct.
Right. So the smartest people in the world you're referring to, won't take the idea of a creator into account.
Not at this stage. No, correct.
No. That's what I'm saying to you. So it will never.
No, we can't say it'll never. That's a position. You've got to be careful with that one. Can't say never.
No. We're living in the now, isn't it?
Sure.
So what you believe now is based on the now, isn't it?
Sure.
So right now, the position you're holding is ignoring the metaphysical for a don't know, isn't it?
When you say ignoring, no, I wouldn't say that.
See, I'll see how I am. See, I don't know of anything. I was having a conversation with an old man, and I had to switch it a little bit because he goes, "Oh, nothing begins to exist." So I had to conform. All right. Nothing changes form. Yeah. Without cause. Yes.
Within our universe.
What we know.
Yes, correct.
Based on what we know.
Yes.
So, and the universe changed form.
Okay, that we don't know for sure. One
We
way or
don't
the
know.
other. We don't know.
What about you? What do you believe?
Okay, so at this moment in time, I will say
Do you believe it?
inflationary model seems to be the most plausible.
So, do you believe the universe changed form? From a singularity to what we have?
Depends what you mean by change form. If it's
From one thing to another.
if it rearranged particles, then probably yes. That would be
Right.
a way of thinking about it.
Right. And can anything happen without? Can that happen without cause?
Not in that model.
Right. So you don't know of anything that changes form to something else without cause, yeah?
At this moment in time, yes. And I would caution
Well,
you.
we're
on
living
this.
in this moment in time.
Yeah, but I would caution you with two things. One is our intuition and our knowledge is extremely limited, the very small and the very big. So at quantum mechanical level, things happen that are not, and the same at the universe. So we've got to be careful not to extrapolate what happens here outside the universe.
What we're going to do is very, very simple. We have to ask the question, do we know of anything that changes form into something else without a cause to do so?
Not within this universe. No.
Right. We don't know of anything, yeah?
In this universe.
Right. So now we've already accepted now that you believe the inflationary model, which means the universe was at one point singularity, whatever that form was.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and became the known universe today, yeah? So that requires a cause now according to your standard.
Yes, that model does, yes.
Right. Exactly.
Yes.
So my point is this. What's that cause? Don't know.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, but on that model, they have got a...
Now what's the natural understanding of that?
Okay, so the natural understanding of inflation...
Of what caused it?
Yes, yeah. So the multiverse is the cause of...
No, that's not your model.
It is part of the model. It is. So again,
Or you believe in the multiverse?
that model has got the multiverse built into it.
You believe in the multiverse?
It's a possibility.
No. Bro, I'm not going to argue something else's thing here. If you believe in the multiverse, I'll deal with the multiverse. If you're not believing in the multiverse, don't use it for your state of the argument.
I've said I don't know.
No. Do you? I'm not asking do you know. I'm asking do you believe?
It's a possibility. I believe it's possible. That's the way I can give it to you.
Do you believe in the idea of an unlimited amount of universes, or do you believe this is one universe
Okay, so I
that
believe
originated from a singularity?
So if I believe in that model, then I would believe in...
No, which model do you believe in, Rob?
Hamza, you keep asking me the same thing. I've said to you, nobody knows for sure.
No, but you have a model you're
And
following.
you've asked me... No, I'm not following a model. I'm saying to you, this is the most plausible one that I've heard.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Right. So, according to your...
You want to say something, you keep wanting to do something.
He's not going to win. I'll win.
No, he's very smart.
If you want, after.
Sure, after. Let me finish with you.
Yeah, no problem with that. You can step in, I don't mind. If you have knowledge of cosmology and all that business, feel free.
I'm a scientist.
Oh, Allah Akbar.
Good. I've also got a scientist friend as well, so it'll be good for the two of you to debate.
We'll bring the scientists in a minute.
Yeah.
When I run out of science, I'll bring you in, my brother.
I've got my buddy as well. He's not here.
They bring Phil. He's here. I've seen him.
Not today. Was he here too?
I had a discussion with Phil, and Phil's agreeing with me.
What does he agree with?
Yeah, watch the video.
Okay. I haven't seen one of you.
With Phil. It's when I dealt with, first of all, Ansar, then it was the professor looking geezer, and then it was Phil. He was number 3.
How long ago was that? On your channel? I'll have a look.
All right. So basically, so what we're saying is this: I can only deal with what you believe, isn't it? We'll deal with your belief.
But I've said to you, I don't know.
No. I know you said you don't know.
Yes.
Because you're only taking naturalistic explanations. But yet you've also conceded that the universe, if it follows a model that you think is most plausible,
Yes.
it requires a cause.
Yes.
But you don't know what that cause is.
So the model predicts
Yeah.
that the cause would be the multiverse.
Right.
So if I believe that model and it had a beginning in the sense that...
Well, no, because there are people who believe in that model but don't believe in the multiverse.
Okay, but there's very few of those. So,
Really?
Yeah, because we went to go and interview the guy.
Does Stephen Hawking's believe?
No. Don't worry about Hawking's.
No, but I have to.
No, but-
because you talked earlier about the greatest minds of science and whatever.
Okay, but don't go with Hawking's.
Why?
The reason is because Hawking and Penrose, they talked about a singularity. We went to go and interview Sir Roger Penrose, and he talks about conformal psychocosmology. That model has no singularity. It doesn't have a beginning.
I didn't say Penrose. I said Hawking.
Yeah, but they did that. They did the study together.
So this was a discussion I had.
Leave Hawking.
No. I'm just asking the questions.
Okay,
here.
sure. I'll ask you, and I'll tell you.
So you can see the universe requires a cause, isn't it?
On that model, it has a version of a cause. Yes.
Right. But the natural explanation is multiverse. Yeah.
Yes, that's what they're driven to. Yes.
Is there another one?
For that model, I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of.
What's camera? Huh?
That one, I'm not aware of another cause. So no.
Right. And do you believe in the multiverse?
To say, do I believe in it? That question is difficult for me to answer because I would say if inflationary theory is true, then yes, I would believe in the
But
multiverse.
do you believe in the multiverse?
I don't know, Hamza. I mean, I know you keep asking me. I don't know whether that's true. If that model, which is plausible, had a beginning, then the multiverse.
See, look, if you don't believe in the multiverse, don't be afraid to say so.
No, but that's part of the model.
Right. I'm not asking to prove it. I'm just asking, do you believe it?
Okay, for the
And the word belief is synonymous with do you accept it? Are you convinced by it? Do you trust it? Do you have faith in it? If you don't,
all of
say
those
no.
things, I'm not sure. But for the sake of the argument, I'll say I believe in it because it's
No,
part of the
I
model.
don't want you to agree because it suits you what you're trying to prove. I want to know. You know what I said about honesty?
Yeah,
I want you to be honest
well,
here.
of course. I don't come here to be dishonest.
No. But the point here is this: you kind of indicate and have implied now that you don't really believe in M theory. You kind of implied that. And now you're saying I'll accept it because it.
Well, I'm not an expert on M theory, so
No. But no, you've implied you don't accept it. You don't believe it.
what is M theory? What do you understand? by
Multiverse
that?
idea about these bubbles, universe, exploding, contracting, and all that
Yeah,
business.
yeah. No, but I'm saying that's the.
That's the yeah. But do you accept that model then?
I'll accept that part of it.
I
yes.
don't want you to accept it just for the sake of an argument, you see. I'm not interested in that.
So-
I'm talking to Rob here. I'm not talking to somebody who's... Do you understand? I want to know what you personally believe. What's your social condition and what's brought you to this? Because you know why? You can't prove what you believe. Agreed?
Sure.
Right.
At this stage, yeah.
So you have reasons to believe what you believe.
Yes.
So that's why I asked about the M theory, the multiverse idea. Do you believe that? If you believe that...
I believe it's plausible. What more can I say to you than that? You want to push that a bit more than that? I'm not sure what more than that. That's a plausible explanation for the.
Is it the only naturalistic explanation?
No.
What's the other natural explanation for the cause of the universe?
Okay, so the other one is that it's eternal in the past and the future, and the other one
Do
is
you believe that?
that's a possibility.
No. Do you believe that?
I don't know which one.
No, I'm asking what you know. I'm asking what you believe.
I don't know what I believe about.
Can it be eternal? All right, let's make it easy for you. Can you be eternal in the past, eternal in the future, and be a multiverse?
No, those two are contradictory.
Contradictory, yes. So if you so they're both what? So if you accept that, you can't accept that.
So whichever model's true, if we find
I'm
out,
asking what model's true.
there will be a.
You
one of them
don't
will
know
have,
what's true. You can't prove it.
Each model has its own explanation.
Right. Yeah. So what I'm saying is this: which model do you believe to be true? I'm asking you to prove what you believe. I'm just asking you which one you believe.
I think inflationary theory is the most plausible.
No,
option.
inflationary theory is the first part, Big Bang.
Yes.
We're talking about the cause of this now.
Yes.
Now you give two
No,
theories.
there's only one with that. Yes, two theories.
You give M theory?
So two theories.
Oh, sorry, forgive me.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's no other naturalistic explanation for
No,
the Big Bang?
I'm saying that's the most widely accepted.
No.
Yeah.
So what's the other naturalistic explanation for the Big Bang, other than M theory?
Okay, so it's the eternal universe.
No, that's not inflation. That's not.
It still does. It's still.
Oh, sorry. Explain the eternal universe to
Okay,
me.
so Roger Penrose's one model goes basically like this. There's been universes in the past, and they continue on, and he calls it eons. So what they do is they do this, they dissipate, and it comes back together and starts
What's the
again.
difference between that and multiverse?
Okay, because there's only one universe. It's linear. It's not like all over the show. There's only one universe. The line goes up and
Right.
down. That's it. So the line is
Right.
infinite one universe in the past. We call it one universe.
Right.
And infinite in the future. And there's one line.
Right.
The multiverse is like bubbles. And from that multiverse, this universe can come into being. So that model goes with inflationary theory. So the two models,
Right. No,
different.
I understand that. Yeah. Okay. So you have these two theories can't be together. Yeah.
No. If
All right.
one's true, then
So which one do you
cause
believe
of-
to be true?
At the moment, the inflationary theory is more likely, more plausible. There's more data that points in that direction, like
I thought
negative
they're both
gravity,
inflationary.
etc.
You said they're both inflationary.
No, one is called inflationary theory, the other is called CCC theory.
So what's CCC?
That's conformal psychic cosmology. That's the linear.
That's the
universe.
linear one.
Yes.
So and you lean towards the M theory.
The inflationary theory is what I call it.
Why?
Because inflationary theory has more observational data and mathematics that make it plausible. Not guaranteed, but plausible.
Give me an example.
The microwave background, negative gravity, gravitational waves.
And how does that differ from the other one?
How's it differ?
How's it different from CCC?
Okay, because the very early, getting technical, I'm not an expert on it.
No, because no. You're pinning your beliefs to this. There's a reason for it.
Yeah.
There's reasons why you lean towards one than the other.
Yes, yeah.
So for you to do that, you need to obviously kind of understand what they're saying and why you think one is more plausible than
I
the
won't be
other.
able to give you the deep mathematics. I need Phil to do that. But the observations that point to that direction explain how the universe came around so far seem to be the best. That's the reason.
So they're in more natural explanations.
And then there's God's model, which allows the universe to create itself in a time loop. We interviewed him on Friday. Tuesday.
What? So the universe caused itself?
Yeah. Now, to everybody standing here, go, that's impossible.
No. I'm just asking.
Yeah,
I would
no.
never say it's impossible. I would ask, why would you believe that?
There's another model.
Is there anything that causes itself that you know of?
Not in our universe, but outside our universe, that's a model that.
So there's an
right. Yeah.
So there's an uncaused cause.
In a sense, yes, yeah. And it's like in a circle. He showed this diagram with at the beginning part, it's like this little circle, and then the universe will branch off from that.
Right. So it's uncaused cause.
There'll be a video out.
So let's just clarify something here then. So all of these models are just beliefs without evidence, yeah?
There's some evidence that points towards them, but nothing conclusive.
No. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Now, I use I'm not afraid to look at something outside of the natural explanation. Yeah, because I don't know of anything that can come into existence or change form without a cause. So if I look at the universe and it looks like it came into existence, it's not always existed, then it requires a cause which you accept. But the difference is the cause of that. Yeah, I believe that cause needs to be uncaused.
Yes.
Yeah. So if we have an uncaused cause of the universe, yeah, then the question is that cause of the universe conscious of? I know we've had this discussion before, and I don't know if I really want to go there again. Anyway, is it a conscious cause, or is it like a mechanical cause? And I explain these definitions to you.
Yeah, I'm not that familiar with mechanical, but
there's probably another technical term for it. Yeah. But basically, by conscious I mean, by conscious I mean it decides when to affect its cause.
Yes.
Cause its effect, should I say?
So there is another explanation, and Carlo is walking around and studied this, and he feels very strongly that there is another option, almost like a god, except it has no will, it's not an agent.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So here's what I'm saying to you is, so the question is now, do you believe this uncaused cause is conscious or mechanical? I.e., did it cause its effect when it chose to cause its effect?
Are you talking about your version of the cause?
Yours.
Oh, my one. No, it didn't choose. No. There's no will in there.
There's no conscious.
No, there's not conscious.
Right.
No will. No.
So basically, its effect is equal to it.
No. It generates universes randomly. If you speak to Carla, he will explain it to you.
It
literally can generate.
No, you can't say it can. You say you believe it can.
Yeah. Believe it can generate universes.
Believe that. You don't believe that.
But that's a model. Again, remember these are all models. None of us know.
Yeah, but I'm interested in your model.
So inflationary theory.
Yeah.
In fact, that's a good point. Inflationary theory predicts the multiverse, but another option could be exactly this: the quantum vacuum,
right?
Which can bring a universe into existence,
right?
When you say uncaused, it'll bring it into existence. Doesn't require mind, and it happens randomly because of the quantum fluctuations.
Right.
So that's how it can happen.
Yeah. So again, all these are just for me is multiverse of the gaps in my experience.
Sure.
Anyway, from what I can see. So basically, where you can't explain something, you create a theory that could be true or not.
Okay, but here's the difference. Here's the crucial difference.
One.
We can, and hopefully will, falsify the theories, because only one can be true. So what do cosmologists do? They go, here's a lot of data that shows us something happened. Now, what's possible? And they put together mathematical, and they try and match it with observational data, and they go, okay, so here's a...
But again, you fell into the trap. Because whoever does that is only going to look at the natural explanations.
But that's the place to start, isn't it? Do you think that we should start? Is it reasonable to start with a supernatural explanation before we've exhausted?
No. I would look at the natural explanations, and then I would look at something. Is there something outside of our scope that could be the cause?
Okay, but why would you do that?
Why?
Yeah.
Because there's nothing really conclusive with regards what you're saying. And the second point I would go to then is this is just the cause of the universe. I'm talking about how the universe became what it is. I'm talking about species. I'm talking about all of these things. The design within everything. Yeah. So
the apparent design. Yeah. Well, you would say design. I'd say apparent design. Yeah.
Well, if you can explain to me how evolution that you believe, I've always wanted to ask this question. I'm going to ask it.
Yeah, I'll do my best to answer.
Okay. The leaf-cutter ant.
Okay. I've heard of it.
Right. Do you understand how the leaf-cutter ant works?
No, not specifically.
All right. Because don't forget, it's based on what evolution? Survival of the fittest. Yeah? So, ants require altruism to exist.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I don't know that.
Well,
I'm going to assume that's
ants need to work together to exist as a colony.
Yes, yeah.
They can't exist singular.
Yeah.
So what is the mechanism that tell ants to come together as a colony, right? And I'll explain the leafcutter ant, and if you can explain this through evolutionary understanding, all right. The leafcutter ant, it cuts leaves. You've seen them, isn't it? On the thing, he's carrying the leaf in their mandibles.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Now, they can't eat those leaves, right? They can't eat those leaves. So why are they cutting these leaves? They can't eat them. They take them to their nest, and at the front of their nest, there's what's called a dormant ant within the same species of ants, right? And it basically blocks the entrance to the hole with its head. So when they come with the leaf, it will move out the way, and the worker ants will come out, and they'll take the leaves. Now remember, they can't eat these leaves, so what are they doing? These leaves get dragged into the nest, where they get taken to another ant from the same species, where it chews up the leaf. Now it has a special zinc or something in its jaw, and it turns the leaf into like a mush. Then the worker ants come, they take the mush, they go to a chamber within the nest, which is not too hot, not too cold, it's perfect temperature, and they spread this mush on the floor. And then what happens is a fungus grows on top of this mush. And then they harvest the fungus, and they feed their young with it.
Okay, that's quite intricate, yeah.
Subhanallah. Now the question is this: how does evolutionary survival of the fittest explain that? In the sense of how did a sterile universe, create a situation where you have a colony of ants, all one species, all have different roles, all have different abilities, and yet, if they didn't exist in that colony, they would be dead. Sorry. They would be dead.
Yeah.
Because why? If there's no one cutting the leaves, if there's no dormant ant, they get raided. If there's no one chewing up the leaf, all right. How would you explain that?
I'll have to look that up. That's an interesting story about how the ants come. I'll go look that up and see what's the current explanation. I'll give you a counterexample, if I may. Well, not a counter, but
Give me the snowflake.
No. Forget the guy. There's another interesting one with these Japanese, not bees, what the bigger things, the biggest stinging things. Hornets. These big Japanese hornets.
The jeweled one.
Yeah, have you seen them? They're huge. They're about this big. They go into colonies, and 20 of them can decimate a colony of 100 million bees. They just because they're impenetrable. When they came to Europe, they were decimating colonies everywhere. The ants couldn't, the bees couldn't survive. In Japan, they can. How did they do it? When this wasp comes to the hornet comes to the nest, they surround the hornet and they start beating their wings and moving at high speed. And they generate heat and they actually kill this thing through heat. And I was reading a little bit about this, and that's the evolutionary evolvement of these bees.
No, that's different. You see. Okay. You see, these ants had to have this job from the word go. That's how they survived. An ant on its own couldn't survive. Okay. The whole colony survives by each doing its job within that colony. Now the question is this: how from a sterile universe do you get this colony of ants, all with their jobs, all with their unique abilities, from nothing?
When you say from nothing, I mean
from a sterile universe.
Yeah, but obviously the universe isn't sterile, is it?
Oh, you say the universe contained life before it exploded?
Not before it exploded, but once it exploded.
Once it exploded,
there's the potential for life.
No. That means there was no life before it exploded, yes?
So when it inflated, you mean there was no life? No.
Before it inflated, there was no life. After it inflated, life appeared.
Correct, yeah.
From when?
From the interaction of the particles. Do you know that the reason that
life, we're talking about life here.
Yes, I'm saying to you. So from the interaction of particles. Do you know that you and I couldn't be here except for stars exploding? If the universe expanded and there were no stars, we wouldn't be here. Did you know that? No. Because of the elements. So what I'm saying is that the universe has the potential, and obviously has, in our case, given rise to what we call life. There might be other forms of life out there we don't know about. They've even picked up potential life on moons around Saturn. This Cassini spacecraft picked it up. So what we're saying is...
The reason they do this, there could be life on Mars, because they sense water.
Correct.
Yes. And then water, then life can form in water.
Correct. Or not even water. This isn't water.
No, but they use water. Now we know in Islam that we're told in the Quran how everything is created from water. So we know that anyway. But the point here is this: how?
You mean the actual mechanism?
Yeah,
Not sure.
we don't know.
I don't know the we as humans.
See,
I don't know.
I personally cannot see. This is my own belief.
Sure.
How a universe from a singularity that can explode the way you claim, inflate the way you say it,
Yeah.
then all of a sudden life starts appearing and everything seems to know what it's doing, organized. I don't get that. I mean, I'll give you another example of a species surviving. Yeah. Have you heard of I think it's a jewel hornet? Have you heard of
That's
that?
the same one that I was talking about. Maybe
No. What this one does, it hunts cockroaches. Yeah? It hunts cockroaches. And what the first thing it does, it cuts their antenna, which reduces their flight reflex. Yeah? So the cockroach then becomes immobilized. They then paralyze it and drag it to their nest.
Yeah.
They then put it in their nest, and this cockroach now cannot move. It doesn't have the ability to run.
Yeah. It's paralyzed.
It's done.
Yeah.
And then this jeweled hornet, or jeweled wasp I think it's called actually, lays its eggs in this cockroach.
Yes.
And then it goes out, fills in the burrow, and leaves. When the babies hatch, they start to eat the cockroach. Yeah. But the way they eat the cockroach is in a way that will keep the cockroach alive the longest. So they won't go for its, the essential organs or whatever it is that the cockroach is. Yeah? They will know how to take a cockroach apart without
Killing it quickly.
without killing it. Now, how did that happen? Because if they didn't have that ability, the cockroach would die straight away. They wouldn't be able to. The young wouldn't be able to survive. Yeah, because the cockroach would start to rot.
Okay, but it's possible they could have evolved another mecanism. So that's just one.
No. I'm just giving an example.
Yeah,
And then the other one I'm interested in is the spider. There's a spider that has two web mechanisms. Do you know that? It has one web. It casts to catch flies, and it has another web. It casts when it wants to metamorphose into something, get bigger or whatever, shed its skin or whatever, and it's not sticky and whatever. All right. This particular wasp, nasty these wasps, right? It lays its eggs in the spider. It paralyzes it first. It then mind controls the spider and tells the spider to spin the web that it uses itself to metamorphose or to grow. And then the young of the wasp cocoon in this thing, and the spider protects them until they hatch.
Is the spider still alive and it can move? Or?
Yeah, the spider's fine. The spider's been mind controlled. Yeah, it's been injected with something that tells it to spin the web to house.
So they're in its body and they hatch
Not
out.
in its body.
Oh, just
in the web.
Gotcha.
And then the spider protects those cocoons because it's its web. Then obviously when the wasp hatch, they kill the spider.
Yeah.
But the point here is this again. I personally cannot understand how this could happen accidentally, which you believe.
No, well, not accidental.
Well, it is accidental.
No.
Was it meant to happen this way?
No, but remember, evolution is not about accidental. It's about
Was it deliberate?
random mutations and. Say again?
Was it deliberate?
No, it would have been influenced by its environment. So essentially,
No,
that's-
but it has to be influenced from it has to happen from day one, or it can't survive.
What do you mean from day one?
Because that's its survival, that's how it does
Yeah,
it.
but things evolve over millions of years, don't they? It's not like it happened like overnight. It's a long process. But your bigger claim, let's go back to your bigger claim.
No, but I'm just saying, I'm just trying to understand. These are my reasons for the idea that this cause of the universe is bigger than just some random accidental event. I believe the universe is deliberate.
Yes, I know. But that's the big claim. That's the claim really to look at. And this is not a personal thing. It's just called an argument from ignorance. When you said, I can't think of anything, that means, well, I've exhausted what I understand. Does that mean that the explanation is still out there?
No.
Yes,
What
does.
it means is I believe the most plausible explanation.
Okay, but you're basing
And
that.
I'm taking in the naturalistic.
Yeah, but you're basing it on a very small knowledge of
No.
naturalistic.
I'm basically, first of all, I've based it on I don't believe anything that changes its form can do so without a cause. I'm basing it on that.
Okay, but that's within the universe. That's why.
No. From what we know. So, therefore, I'm not going to do no special pleading and say there must be something outside the universe we don't know that can do that.
But you do say.
No, I don't.
It's God.
No. I believe what I understand God to be is the uncaused cause.
Yes.
I believe that the uncaused cause requires consciousness.
Can I say,
Oh, sorry.
so them examples that you both gave,
The atheists are going to bash me now.
Come in closer because otherwise I can't hear you and I can't either. Come closer.
can I just say, them couple of examples you both give about these ants and these wasps and things, aren't they amazing? And to go on your point, if I was able to give you an explanation, like a computer program that showed you of like very simple things, following very simple laws to achieve a very complex outcome, would then you start believing in evolution?
What do you mean?
If I to show
Do you
you,
believe evolution is proven?
no, I would say if I
No, but first of all, do you believe evolution is proven?
I think it's a brilliant idea. Yeah.
No, I
and
didn't ask about your ideas.
And I think it's got a lot of
I
evidence.
didn't ask about your subjective opinion. I said, do you believe it's proven?
Yes.
Which model?
Like I say, if you get
No, which model of evolution is proven?
simple things, go
No,
for it.
which model?
Yeah, 6 models. Oh, okay. I don't know the name of them.
But which model you believe is proven then? Because there's 6 models, and they can't all be correct. So which one is correct? According to you, is proven. Because then there wouldn't be the models. It would have proof.
Oh, there's 6 models.
I'm asking you. You're the one who says it's proven. This is your belief, not mine.
Evolution, right? The basic idea that simple. No, I jumped in and asked him. So I actually asked him.
No. What I'm saying to you is you jumped in on something with basic knowledge, and no disrespect,
Yes.
I don't want to just pummel you like smacking a puppy, but you cannot come in and say something's proven when I show you the 6 models of it, and you don't know which version you believe is proven. See, proven means there shouldn't be 6 models, there should be 1 model. Agreed or not?
It depends what you mean because remember evolution is a big
If something's
term.
proven, what does that mean?
Okay, but what is proven? What's proven? Let's
Exactly.
be clear on what we're talking about.
You have empirical, observable, testable evidence that it can be no other than what we're saying it
Okay,
is.
let's be clear on something. When we use the word evolution, that's like cosmology. Equate the word evolution with cosmology as an analogy. That encompasses a lot of stuff. Evolutionary biologists are
Do you
talking
believe-
about things within the evolutionary model.
Do you believe it's proven?
The modern theory of evolution